Hey everybody, Kartik Subramaniam over at ADHI Schools. Wanted to do a quick update on the real estate market and the coronavirus situation and all this sort of thing. Now, my thought is that over the next, I would say, 2 to 6 months, we're going to see a lot of companies that were otherwise relatively stable and paying their rent on time start to kind of ask for rent concessions. We're already seeing that in the residential real estate space where we have moratoriums on evictions and moratoriums on foreclosures and such, but that's going to spill over into the commercial real estate market, and it's not hard to see that that's not a prediction that is difficult to make. I mean, if you look at the retail sector, because commercial real estate really has 5 pillars. There's retail, there's office, there's industrial, there's multifamily, and there's raw land. Now, if you look at one of those, and I recorded a video on this a couple years ago, but the retail business, everyone knows, has been under some pressure for quite some time due to the advent of, internet retailers, e-commerce, Amazon, etc. But the experiential retail, like restaurants, for example, those were always considered to be a little more resilient because, the internet's not going to take away the ability to go out and eat with your family and the communal aspect of dining. But because coronavirus has basically shut down in-person dining establishments throughout our country, the Cheesecake Factory CEO sent out a letter here recently telling all their landlords, hey, we're not going to pay your rent for April. And the systemic issue, of course, is that if these tenants don't pay rent to the landlord, the question is, will the commercial landlord be able to make their mortgage payment? Because in a lot of these commercial real estate investments where you have single tenant net investments like these Cheesecake Factories and Olive Garden and any large restaurant, single tenant restaurant operator, really the person buying the building is buying, it's almost like a bond where you buy the building, but you're paying the present value of future cash flows. So if those future cash flows aren't coming in through rent, the question then becomes, what does that do to the value of the underlying asset? It's going to be a time of change, and with change always comes opportunity. I had a live stream earlier today with a real estate person who has been in the business for 30 years. I'm going in here to my darn near 20th year in our industry. And the truth of the matter is that in circumstances like this, there's always opportunity. There's more opportunity now than there was 6, 10, 12 months ago. So more millionaires will be made coming out of this recession and through it than in any bull market. So you look at other things like single tenant gyms, like large LA Fitnesses or 24-hour Fitnesses. If LA Fitness and 24-hour Fitness, let's say, close down for some period, members are not going to pay their membership dues that month, or they'll try to cancel. That then spills off to, well, now if I own LA Fitness, I can't pay my rent. And what does that do to those landlords' mortgage payments? So I'm monitoring this situation very closely like a lot of other business people are, but I wanted to share this news with you about the Cheesecake Factory. Drop a comment below. I wonder what you're thinking and what you're feeling through these very different times. But I want to reiterate that if you saw my video from yesterday, I think, deals are still being done. There's fewer of them, but deals still are being done. There's a bunch of transactions that closed yesterday in LA and Orange County. A bunch of new properties came on the market yesterday and today even. The market's not dead, but it's definitely changed, and it's definitely on pause. So I don't want to be overly optimistic about things, but it's important to be realistic. But Cheesecake Factory might just be a sign of things to come. Now, let me just check one thing, because I know Cheesecake Factory is publicly traded. I want to see what their market cap is here. Hang on one second. Their ticker symbol is CAKE. Wow. So Cheesecake Factory, of course, down 17.7% today. Cheesecake Factory, as of today anyway, March 27th, 2020, at the close, it's a $727 million company. So almost a $750 million company is saying they can't pay their rent. So it's hard to see a scenario, at least for April. It's hard to see a scenario where this doesn't spill over into other industries. But drop a comment below. We just got to ride it out. The market is on pause here for a little bit, but we're going to come through this even stronger. I'd love to hear what you think of what's going on. We'll talk to you guys on the next video. Thanks.